and welcome back to another episode of Aligned and Thriving for Teachers. Now, I'm so excited, mainly because I'm actually home. It's calm, it's quiet. I have a hot coffee. So, like, my self-care cup right now is very full. So, this is awesome. So, the vibes are high. And today's topic, look, it's been on my heart a while, and it is a really, I don't know whether to say important or just a really obvious thing to talk about at the moment with what's going on or what has been going on across the nation and things like that. So, is teaching still actually worth it? Now, I'll be honest, I do think about this a lot. We hear all the stories about burnout, working long hours, and the pay that doesn't always keep up with the cost of living. But I also know that every fortnight my salary lands in my account. It's consistent and it is something that I am truly grateful for in a world where so much feels uncertain. That stability really matters. And that's something to me that counts. What we need to try and think about is what the value is for us, because remember, we're not our job. This is all a part of it, though. We need to find gratitude in the reality. Do I work hard for that money? Absolutely. Teaching is not just about being in front of a class. It is the planning, the reporting, the meetings. It's all the extras that spill out into our evenings and on our weekends and even in our holidays. And yes, sometimes it really hits hard or it stings us when we have to strike to have our voices heard. Or when people outside of the profession say things like, oh, I don't envy your job. I'd never want to do what you do. I don't have as much patience with you. How do you put up with those kids all the time? But I have learned over the years to just pause and ask myself, what in my day can I be grateful for? Who's that student that made me really smile today? What moment made me remember why I chose this job, why I chose this path, and remembering my why? Because even on the hardest days, there is always something. There is that balance, and we have to find it between challenge and reward. And I'm not in this for the pay. And if I were, I might have chosen my job differently, and I probably would have stuck to the human resource side of things and gone down that path. But I am in this for these moments. It's the spark in a child's eye when they actually get it, when they've grasped that concept that you've literally been banging on about and they've finally got it. And you're like, yes, I did my job. You're so excited. Like, that's a little happy dance. It's everything. It's those thank you notes that we find tucked in a drawer that we may have had stowed away from years ago. I have those. I have a handwritten thank you note from a couple of students that I taught over the years. It just brings that little spark of joy back. It's the laughter that you have in the staff room that you're sharing after you've had the world's craziest day and you just can't believe what happened and you just all laugh about it and tomorrow's a new day. I live for those moments. And yeah, I'll say it, I still love my holidays. I love that they're a chance to breathe, reconnect, and fill my own cup so that I can keep giving to my community, like my school community, and to my own kids. And I love that time with them. And I love that I have the same time off as them. So I don't have to be farming them off everywhere. Although the flip side of that is I do end up with a lot of kids. But that is okay because I have that opportunity to do that. So looking at the bigger picture, you've got to think about that too. I think about that. And teacher salaries in Australia, they average around 74,000, like base grade I'm talking. And while that's steady, our wages, they really haven't kept up with the cost of living. I know that. You know that. That's why these things are sort of happening. Many of us are picking up side hustles just to make life work, whether it's paying for kids' sports or contributing to the increasing grocery bill. Like, I don't know about you, but I didn't realize how much food kids actually eat. Like, I don't know, my kids are growing and they just seem to eat more. And I know that there's people on here that have teenagers and I know it's going to get worse. But like, really, the cost of groceries right now, like we shop once a fortnight and top up weekly and all those things, but it's just ridiculous. and trying to cut back when they still need the fruit, the veg, all of the things, you've got to do other stuff sometimes just to get by, really, and to pay for the endless amount of kids' sport that we now pay for, and the glorified Uber driver that I have become of taking said children to said sport. And I love them for it, and I love that they're doing something that they're enjoying. But it doesn't get any cheaper. The prices are not going down. Everything is just going up. And we are expected to keep up with that. But in order for that to happen, like, the wage needs to come too. And I know I'm preaching to the already converted, and I know you know this, but it is the honest truth. Like, I just don't understand why it can't happen. Well, maybe I do. I do understand why it can't happen instantly, but we really do need to be matching that. Like, I know that there are people that I watch on TV that are doing maybe sport activities that are getting paid a lot more. I know that there are people working in other roles, other jobs, and other positions that are getting paid a lot more than what we are getting paid. Like, where is the value in that when we have a nationwide teacher shortage? We are stretched thinner than ever, and yet we're still here. We are still showing up because we care. And I know I said I don't do this for the money. We don't. But wouldn't it be nice if we were rewarded a little bit more to keep showing up and teaching the next generation? Because honestly, that's what we are doing. We are shaping the next leaders of our nation. We are shaping the next lot of people that are going out into society. We are part of that. And I know how much I love AI and all the wonderful things that it can do, but it is not a human being. It cannot think and feel like a human being can. It can mimic that, but it cannot actually feel. And it will just tell you what you need to know if you are guiding it in the right way. Like, say you're Googling something like, what's the benefit of reciprocal reading, just what came out. It will give you the benefits of that. If you turn around and say, what are the negatives? It will give you the negatives because that's what you're telling it to do. Whereas if you talk to me about that, I'd probably give you both and give you a well-rounded. It's only going to give you what you're actually asking it or telling it to do. Whereas we as human beings have those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions, and we are physically there to console and do those things. Like, can you imagine AI coming into a classroom and that's how the kids are getting taught? What happens to the kid that actually hurts themselves? How do they comfort that child? They are not going to be there to do that. And look, we've lived through COVID. We educated children through the use of technology. And I'm sorry, but if you were in one of those classrooms, it did not work. The explicit teaching side of things did not work. They still needed pure human support. The work didn't get done, or it didn't get done properly. Like, there's all these things that happened. So we are not replaceable. So we need to be basically compensated for the fact that we are still required. We are still part of that frontline resource. And I know that everyone has different opinions about that. And I know that they like to say things and comment on Facebook posts and whatever about our jobs and what we do. But those are people who do not work in our occupation or in our field or don't have anything to do with it. They're not married to a teacher. They're not friends with a teacher. They just don't understand what actually goes on. We are getting threatened physically, mentally. We get abused. We cop it from every angle. We just don't tell the whole world about it because we care about the children and we want what's best for them. So we put up with some of that stuff because we are there for the children. And that's all we want. We want them to succeed. So we deal with those things so that your child can succeed. That's what we want. That's what we're here for. So I don't know. Maybe that's the key. Maybe we need to start acknowledging that there are cracks in the system, but start finding the good and advocating for the good and how important we actually are. I tend to ask myself sometimes when it's hard, like, how can I stay grounded in gratitude even when those numbers don't seem to add up. Well, that's because I turn up every day and I find the good in every day. I'm doing what I can do to support what needs to be done and the conversations that need to happen, but I'm still turning up every day and I'm finding those little moments to be grateful for every single day. Because when you're in doubt, you need to choose to see peace. You need to make a choice when things aren't going your way or when things are getting hard. We choose to see peace. We make our own choices and we think about our own thoughts and we control them because that's within our sphere of control, really. So we're looking to still find the good. We need to celebrate the wins we do have. I don't want this to be all negative and all horrid. I want us to celebrate the fact that we still get to stand in front of a classroom and that we are important to every kid in that room and we are there to support them. So celebrate the wins we do have. What if we let the joy of a student's success outweigh the frustration of the endless paperwork we have to do? That's what we have to think about. We have to outweigh the negatives with so many positives, and that's why we turn up every day. And what if we remembered, and this is important, what if we remembered that the holidays are not just time off? They are a built-in reminder for us to pause, rest, and reflect. And that's making sure that when someone comes to you with a comment of, you get so many holidays. Well, yeah, we do because we have earned them. It is our chance to pause, rest, and reflect and prepare ourselves for another term or for another year. They are there for a reason. That's what we do. So for me, is teaching still worth it? Heck yes, it is, but not because it's easy or perfect. It is worth it because even on our hardest days and in the times that are hard and rough, like they are at the moment, we can still find something to be grateful for. I still find something to be grateful for in every single day because that keeps my mindset in the positive. I know I mentioned lots of things that are negative because I wanted to name them up with you all so that you are aware that, yeah, I know what's going on, but I'm choosing to be grateful for what we do have. And I want to leave you with this. What were 3 things that you were grateful for today? And if you are getting to a point where you're going to have a term break or you're looking forward to one, what are you excited about? What is something you are going to do to rest, pause, and reset ready? Because no matter what is happening in our system, gratitude is going to keep us going. So until next time, I hope that you are doing the best that you can to find a little bit of joy in every single day and look for those moments that literally make it all worthwhile. Because again, going back to your why, that's what you're there for. That's what I'm there for. It is my why. So, yes, we acknowledge all the stuff that's going on in our nation and things that are happening. And yeah, it is probably called for, but we are going to keep looking for the joy and those special little moments to keep us thriving and doing our absolute best. So until next time, keep being aligned, keep thriving, and keep finding those moments to be absolutely over the moon thankful for in your each and every day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.